Good evening, everybody. My name is Matt Bressington. I'm in Cologne with the FIBO event. We've got a lot of different setup here, thanks to Euronics, which is outstanding. And today, next to me, I've got Jason Chikeres, one of my favorite defensive linemen from the Rhine Fire. How you doing, brother?
What's up, what's up? I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm feeling good. This event's nice, right? It's a little bit kicking going everywhere, people doing bench tests. I've got a random question. What are you benching at the moment? Number-wise, you going to be with a rep set or a max? What are you feeling?
What I can do, like as in how many reps?
Yeah.
I think I can, like, right now, bench like a good 25 to 28 on 102 kilograms, like 225 lbs.
Nice.
That should be possible.
Okay.
But I like going for reps.
Okay, I can appreciate that. How does that factor into your game?
Honestly, straight truth, not at all. I've seen people benching 102 for like 5 times, and they're like one of the most aggressive people I know and one of the strongest people I know, so it doesn't really matter that much. Obviously, you should bring a little strength to it, but mostly it's a different type of strength that you need on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of which, you've lined up from a 0 to a 3 to a 5. What do you prefer to line up in when you're going into the defensive lineman position?
Honestly, coach is not gonna like it, but I love being on a 3. I used to start as an edge, but I kind of got into playing the nose technique, the 0 technique, so that was my position for the last 2 years, and I like kind of them double teams, keep them coming, so yeah. I
was about to ask about that. I was just watching tape with double teams. When you see a double team coming in, what do you think? You sitting down, you're anchoring into it, what's going through your head during that double team?
It really depends on the opponent, to be honest, but most times, yeah, you want to anchor down. I mean, for me, I always want to make the best play possible, so I'm trying to work through it actually, like play one player really, and if possible, trying to squeeze through it and like make yourself thin so you can like actually be in the backfield and make a play if necessary. But yeah, anchoring down and making sure the O-liner is not going up to your linebacker, that's really your main thing that's going through your head.
And then stunts as well. Like you stunt quite a lot, you do a lot of shifts. If I was to ask your defensive line coach, what was your biggest, I go to Jason, what's Jason's favorite thing? Or what's Jason's worst thing? What would he tell me?
Oh, like the worst thing to do?
Yeah. If we were thinking critically about you and I asked your coach, what would he say is your worst part of your game? Everyone always talks about the best part of their game and everyone can talk, but this is about evaluation, you know?
I'd say my height, like I can make up for it with my athleticism, but really like my pet level. I'd say my pet level is really like, if we're being honest here, my pet level is one of my issues. I'm working on it though.
I was about to say, speaking of athleticism, you just lead me on. 1.67 was your split on the 10-yard, right?
Yeah.
Second in the 2023 NFL Draft Combine, because you participated in the CFL Global. I believe you got 20 reps on the bench press then as well.
A little more.
Yeah, there you go, maybe a little bit more. Your first step is fast.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you think rivals you in the league when it comes to your first step?
With my size, heck no.
No?
I don't believe so.
No, okay, no, I like that. That's a confident man. I like that.
Definitely.
Who's your favorite, like, when you're watching tape on D tackles, who are you watching? Or D ends? I mean, you start as a D end, you can go there as well.
I love Myles Garrett. Honestly, everybody loves Aaron Donald, but for me, he's like a one of a million kind person. So you don't really watch Aaron Donald if you actually want to strive, because that's just unrealistic.
I get it.
But to be honest, like Jalen Carter lately, I like to watch younger players to like keep up with the gameplay in on the extra timeline. But yeah, Jalen Carter's like pretty much one of my favorites to watch right now. Like he's big, but he's so swift with the movements. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's amazing, right? In the Super Bowl, it makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
As a pass rush perspective or as a run perspective, which you prefer doing? If you've taken a sack or a tackle for loss on a running back, what gets you more hyped up for the game?
Truth be told, I used to be obviously like sacks is what you want to get in the game, but as an inside guy, you're not going to eat that much, to be honest. So really it's like playing on an O-liner and like pushing him on the ground or like pancaking him. Like that's what it's really about, like looking back at the O-line and knowing like you really dominated him. That's almost better. And you know, we got to trash talk like, hey, like that, you can't protect your QB. So I really love that actually. But obviously, like a sack, like a good sack, everybody sleeps good with a good sack.
Yeah. Because your numbers, like you went from, I believe, 5 sacks last year. You didn't have as many sacks this year. But this is why stats are deceptive, right? Because you look into the tape and you look better every year, in my opinion. So when it comes to these rankings, and obviously there's a lot of ELF rankings coming out at the moment, where would you put yourself in the top 100 players in the league?
With everything included,
Yeah.
honestly, I was a little sad. Like I felt like I was a little snubbed out last year. Not last year, the year before, actually in 2023.
Yeah.
But I'd say at least in the 70s to 60s. Like,
Okay.
that's where I put myself. The thing is, I know it's like stat considered, like heavily stat considered, so it's really hard to eat there. But yeah, with everything
Especially for a
considered,
D tackle as well, man. Like you're taking up all the double teams and doing all the hard work for these. You know, Aaron
Oh, yeah.
Donkor and Max Parkinson, they're all doing out your work on the edges.
Oh yeah. Hey, I appreciate you looking out for that. I really appreciate you because really it's like if the inside eats, the outside eats like even more. So like if there's like pressure on the inside, the QB has to go somewhere. And like you're the first person he's gonna see, obviously. As an edge player, you might have the advantage to like, you know, be on the blind side or like come from an angle that the QB is not gonna see you.
Yeah.
But from inside, almost every time the QB just has to do one step and you're gonna miss him.
Yeah, and you kind of took a mentor role as well this year, because you had Hugo Cagles come in, former D1 defensive tackle, probably the nastiest spin moves in the interior defensive line. So how was that going from like, you know, you're a CFL prospect, they bring in another guy to be with you as your like partner, you know, it eases up a little bit of the pressure, but you also get to be that mentor role. How's that been for you?
Honestly, Hugo is like one of my buddies actually. Like I've known him since like the U19. We've played together or like been together in the national team. So really, like I was really excited, and mentally it was good because I was like, yeah, like now I'm not gonna get as many double teams because you can't double team us both. And by the latest, like in the first game, they're gonna notice you can't do that. You gotta double team him as well because he's actually the crazy guy. And yeah, like mentally it helps you a lot. So you can like focus really on you more. And once you know as a player, I have my job and you can rely on the others, because sometimes as a player you want to take over like other positions, you know, like, oh, I gotta make sure the QB's not rolling out or whatever. But once you know you have like really good play or teammates, and playmakers, you can really focus on yourself and on your mission, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Speaking of those quarterbacks you mentioned, the get out of the pocket, you've played a lot of good quarterbacks in get out of the pocket, including, honestly, Jadrian's pretty underrated when it comes to that. Like his movement, really underrated. Who would you say is the toughest to track down in the backfield? You can pick running backs as well, you know, just behind the line, who's the toughest?
I would say, honestly, because I had like, I don't know, like I can count on two hands how many missed tackles I had on him. Zach Edwards.
Oh yeah.
Been trying to get him down, never had a sack against him. And
really? That's crazy.
Nope. I missed it twice. I screamed at it once, and he had like a pick thrown because of that, I believe so. In Paris.
Yeah.
I count that because that's my pick, really. Now, he looked at me actually, and he was like a little scared and shaking up, and I was like, yeah. But no, I've never tackled him actually. Like, so
that's a tough one.
Zach,
I think he would be probably most people's guy when it comes
it's
to
a
that.
size too, kind of like he's shifty, but also like very big. Like
I was gonna say I'm 6'2". I'm about 6'2", 6'3", 200. He's bigger than me. He's about 225. So he's a big dude.
He's huge.
He's really big. And then watching tape on the offensive lineman, how much a week? Because I'm kind of known for watching tape. I was watching tape 2 seconds ago on you. How much into that do you put into it? Like when it comes to the interior offensive line, seeing their tricks, any tells they might have, any signals or anything. What's your pre-game process?
Honestly, you try to look out for like any tells they give you, but sometimes it's really hard, like with the angles, you know. And then I'd say here they do a pretty good job of like hiding their tells, you know. And especially against us, sometimes they like switch up their calls and they pick up stuff pretty quick. So for me or for us on the interior, it's mostly we play what we get type of thing. So when we know they're switching it up, we switch it up. And I mostly rely on what they be giving me in the game, because I've seen people play on tape like completely differently than they play against me. I mean, I'm a different breed, but
I like that.
Yeah. it's really hard because what you see on tape and what it actually feels like on game day is like completely different. So
yeah, because you had Coach Kent this year, who won assistant coach of the year. How's that being part of that defense? It's historically good defense as well. They were, I believe, like the number one in most categories. When you consider the pass and the run game, which D tackles are highly involved in both of them. I want to give flowers to the defensive lineman here.
Appreciate that.
So how was it playing under Kent?
Playing under Ken is like really amazing. Actually, like people don't realize how much he takes away from you as a player, so you won't have to do as much. And the way he understands offenses and how they're gonna react to like certain defenses and schemes, it's crazy. So you really don't have to do anything. And the way we go through over stuff like in practice, we be taking our sweet time in practices to go over offenses and our own scheme. And with Ken, it's really amazing. I mean, he used to be a D-line coach as well, actually. So he knows his stuff too, and it just makes it so much easier, like knowing he's going to put you in a position to make a play, you know. So knowing that, it's even better, you know. So
and you got Tom Sula as well, who's also a former D-line coach.
Definitely. I mean, with Tom's, like, obviously I can't leave him
Sula,
out.
right?
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Jim. No, obviously his knowledge and the way he wants us to play. I think what they do really greatly is like adjusting to the European type of football. It's kind of different, obviously, you know, and you got to adjust to it. And even Americans somehow have to adjust to it because it's different. And they really understand the game pretty quick and pretty well, and it makes it so much better. Like, really, as an interior D-line man, having a Coach Kent or Coach Jim on your side, it's impossible to not become a better player by that. So.
It's hard to stop, right? Hard to stop. And you got a three-peat season. You know, you got the shirts wearing it. Some people are wearing a three-peat.
Oh, yeah.
It's very clearly the motive for the year. Is it hard to stay motivated when you were a two-time champion? You've been there since the first. Is it hard to stay motivated for 3 in a row?
Yes, it is. Truth be told, I mean, for some it might not. But then again, once the season starts, once practice camp starts, once the Coach Jim speeches start,
there we go.
you're going to get motivated. So maybe not much in the off-season, obviously, but latest by the first game, if anything, not earlier, you're going to get motivated. And, the goal is pretty clear this year. I think everybody knows. And, we're going to make sure to get that three-peat, actually.
Are you a little bit concerned about Marlo Sean's now not at the safety core? You lost a couple really important pieces on offense with Jay and with Glenn, and with Pepler as well on the offensive line, and Jasper Friss on the offensive line. You know, there's a lot of losses, right? But you've also gained a lot of different things. And then Chad's just come in. They've just started the full preseason camp. Talk to me about the preseason, because you know I can't say everything now, but you can tell me a little bit how people looking. Is anyone looking like they've taken a big jump this offseason or something like that? Tell me everything.
I mean, so technically every week, or as Coach Jim likes to say, like every season is a new season. There's a whole new team. Like we're not the same people, like even individually as last year. We gain a lot of people, we lose a lot of people. And what really makes Ryan Fire is like the homegrowns actually. Like obviously we're gonna have imports that are gonna make or have an impact. But we have like a couple homegrown players you can count on seeing them on the field, and they're ballers. And with the way we practice, we really want to upheld the standard, you know. So I think what really comes off this year, what really helps this year is that we have like veteran players, you know. We stepping up, making sure to embrace the culture and actually give it on to the next generation in this case, or the new players, and they adapt pretty quick to it. So I was a little concerned because we had a little more losses this year than we had in the past years, but the new players they really adapt to it really quick.
Oh, little, you mean one more? Like it was
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of that next generation now, Dusseldorf has been a place that talent has just poured out. You know, probably in terms of per capita, probably the best city ever in Europe in terms of producing talent. Is there any guys that are coming through this year that maybe couldn't go for that Rookie of the Year or for that, you know, maybe Homegrown Player of the Year breakout season for them?
I want to put pressure on them.
You don't want to put pressure? I feel like it's got to be. Got to put pressure on these young guys.
I mean, yeah, pressure shapes and pressure makes diamond, but not now. I would not lean out so much, but
Okay.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
gonna
There are a
see.
couple players, and I don't wanna single them out, but we're gonna see when the when the time
Fair
comes.
enough. My last and final question. You can't chicken out of this one now. Either a player or a team. Who do you want to play the most this season? You can say a player or you can say a team. You've got to say someone you want to play against.
The most.
Yeah, this is your call out opportunity. You can look straight down the middle of the microphone, spit a WWE promo for me right now.
Ooh, Vienna Vikings.
Yeah?
Honestly, I've been waiting for it, and we coming for y'all again. And trust me, it's gonna be worse than last year. Like we are coming for you. No, the thing is with Vienna, like all off to all the teams, but there's always been this kind of in-season type of thing. Like we beat them last year, yes, but they were undefeated and kind of took it away from us, the undefeated title. And personally, I take it personal, and I know a lot of my teammates do too. So, yeah, we can't wait to play y'all, man.
There you go. Pleasure talking to you, Jason.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, watch every single thing. We've got a 24-hour stream at the moment for all of the games in 2024 to catch up on the season. You never know. Right now, might even be Jason Chikeres playing in that interior D-line for the Ryan Fire.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
very much. See you next time. Goodbye.